Give me a big wave if you're here with us live, or throw a 5 in the comments below. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Academy. I know we have a lot of newer partners on the line. If you're new to the family, welcome to the family. And the saying is, you're in this business for yourself, but not by yourself. If we haven't met, my name is James Zhang. Honored to be your co-host today. And I've been involved in network marketing for 15 years now. I'm curious, if you've been involved in network marketing, like, what year was the first year you were involved in network marketing? Like, throw that in the comments. 2009 was my introduction. I was a 19-year-old broke college student. Was not looking for it. 2001, 2017. There we go. 1996. It's been a few years. 1984. I should throw some prize or something. 81. That's the lowest I've seen so far. And 74. 1974. 1970. All right. I know. Wow. We have some history here. So how awesome is that? But one thing I learned really early on was in order to achieve the goals that we want, right? Because I'm sure all of us here today, we want similar things. We want to make an impact, but we also want to make an income. But we don't just want to make an income. We want a life with that income as well too, right? We do this business because of, now we have to call it recurring income. Did you guys know residual income is a non-compliant word now? I know. It's like, what? But recurring income, income that you work for once and it pays you over and over and over again, so that you can enjoy your life with your family, so that you can travel, so that you can do the other things that you've been called to do. But I love what we do. And if that is your goal, my mentor taught me this. He said, James, especially when it comes to building a team, and my mentor they were big team builders. They were the youngest multimillionaire back of the day when network marketing was newer to the generations. And he said, James, if you want to team build, then focus on a day of the week where you prioritize a training day. And if you promote the events will build the job for you as well too. All right. Events are important because instead of you doing all the training yourself, you can allow an event to do the job for you. And I put that into the back of my subconscious in the very beginning. And I remember going for the first many months, just me, myself, and I. Maybe that's how you are right now. You're like, it's just me. I don't know who my team is yet. Maybe you're brand new, maybe you've been involved for a bit and you're like, man, it's still just me. Just keep on going, keep on learning. If you learn, then you will earn. But I remember finally, my first teammate came on board and finally they came with me to a training. And I remember it was not just me anymore, but it was someone else. The first nut, so to speak. Who here remembers your first partner that actually said yes, right? You're like, wow, I'm not the only crazy one, right? And you're going to learn that, by the way. If you haven't gone through our onboarding yet, get onboarded, go through our 5 steps of success, make sure to go through your launch week. Teammates that are going through that are duplicating or scaling or expanding. And I remember my first teammate that was really serious was my classmate, who eventually became what's called a senior officer, a 6-figure position in the company, my top money earner. And then I decided to just date her, marry her. And wow, we built quite the fun life together. But I bring it up because to this day, 15 years later, one of the core philosophies and principles that I've had with building a successful network marketing business is prioritizing this training specifically. Academy. This is the big day. This is the church day. This is the celebration day. This is where we're going to bring the best of the best together to make sure that you and your people can get trained and equipped. And in just a little bit, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of superstars, actually. My favorite part of this is not talking. My favorite part is introducing you to someone like Sandy Gledhill, who's just launched her business, and she's getting promoted seriously so many times that her reports cannot keep up with her promotions. We'll chat with her in a little bit. And I'll also introduce you to Ken Johnson, senior manager, just crushing it in his business. And you're going to learn a lot from the both of these two. We're also going to give you the best training possible too. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that I'm going to pray for me, that we can do this, because it is one of the top questions that we've been asked, which is, how does this compensation plan work? Right? Who here wants to know how you get paid so you can maximize it more, right? And not just how, but how to use it more importantly. So we're going to start diving into that. So I want to do as much as we can today. But every single academy, make it live as much as you can. And we do put on replay. If you want to put on replay, we have all our links on our links page on our wellness360.community. You can view them, you can watch them. But it is so big to the point that we have reorganized our life around academy. When we got married, by the way, we purposely put our wedding on a Sunday so we can make Saturday. Now, is that kind of crazy? Is that kind of out there? Yeah, but one thing I've learned is crazy people make crazy money. We love what we do. We love you, right? We want to be with you. You're our family. By the way, in case in point, today is quite the interesting day. If you've been following our journey, we've been in an interesting pregnancy journey, miraculous journey. Becky just got admitted to the hospital, high-risk pregnancy, things like that. And last night, 11 p.m., we got a doctor came in, and they ran some tests, and they were like, okay, I think we need to make a decision right now. It was something that was completely not expected, but let me show you what it is that happened. So we are here with the superstar of the show. Mom, you're recovering. How do you feel? Good? Numb, actually. Just don't feel anything. Life is good. Oh my gosh. She's seen Jaden just a little bit, but hasn't really seen him yet, just when he first came out. Excited to see him soon, hold him and everything. Fun times. So we just got the news that Jaden wanted to come out early and fast. 33 weeks. He's safe, he's healthy. It looks kind of crazy because he's a preemie. He's good. He came out crying and everything, and just that happened last night. So no sleep. I have my band. I'm gonna go right afterwards. But I bring this up because as we're thinking about that, like both of us right away, and thank you for all the prayers and the support and the encouragement. This is not about us at all, but you're our family, right? Like you are literally our family. When we're thinking about our team, we think you are our family. So I want to share with you really cool things. But we treat this really seriously because regardless of having a new baby, regardless of being no sleep, we are still here today. And I just use that as case in point. That's how seriously we treat these academies, because we know what this can do for you. And Becky's like, she's in agreement, right? She knows that we need to do our thing. So after this, we're going to jet out and go take a look at everything too. No one else knows except our parents, by the way. Only you. You're the first to know. I don't know if I'm going to share this in social for a while because you're a family. And if you are new, like when we say welcome to the family, we truly do mean that. And so much fun, right? But today is so important that we could not miss it. And we need to make sure that we help and equip you and everything as well too. All right. So with that said, who here's ready to dive in to some really cool things? I know we have a bunch of NICU nurses here. So NICU nurses, they're amazing. Wow. I don't know how they do it. So I want to first introduce you before we dive into comp plan and stuff. I want to actually introduce you to Ken Johnson first. Because Ken, we've had an opportunity to really connect. When Dana and Amelia Harper came on board, we had an opportunity. I flew out to Vegas. We met with the Harpers, and they were onboarding. And one of the first people that they introduced me to was Ken, who I got introduced to him because of his bar. Actually, I got introduced to your barbecue before you. And I tasted your barbecue, and I'm like, if this barbecue tastes this good, the man behind the barbecue must be amazing. And he absolutely was. So Ken, how are you, my man?
I am blessed. And before I say anything else, James, congratulations to fatherhood.
Thank you.
You know, it's a big pair of shoes you're putting on. I asked my granddad one time, I said, what do I do as a dad? He said, be consistent.
Mm,
Be the same.
mm.
Your kids need to know where you're going to be and what you're like. Just be consistent.
Wow. Wow.
And that was huge. And that was over 40 years ago or 45 years ago, but it's really neat. And, uh,
Mm.
so yeah, it's just, thank you so much. You're the man I look up to. You truly are. You impressed me from the first time I met you. I shared with you yesterday on the phone when I heard your voice. I knew who you were exactly right away. I mean, I was just, you're an awesome man. I really respect you highly.
Thank you. It's an absolute honor to hear that from you. And what amazing tip. Be consistent. And by the way, that goes with parenthood, but that definitely goes with this business. And the biggest thing
Yes.
that's going to attract your most amazing partners is consistency and character.
Yep.
So absolutely. So Ken,
Yep.
you're filled with knowledge and wisdom. And thank you for those compliments and everything. Um, so talk to me about coming into PartnerCo. It's been around a month now. And you're a type that you shoot straight. Like you are no BS. Is anyone here like a blunt person? Is that more of you, right? Yeah. Oh man, we got Sandy and Ken both blunt. Today's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna get it real and raw. And I appreciate that. I'm more of the beat around the bush type of person. But Ken, when you saw PartnerCo, what were the things that really stood out to you about this whole thing?
I, I own I own 5 companies, 2 LLCs, a couple sole proprietorships. I also manage them. When I look at a business to get involved in, when I look at somebody to hire to go to work for me, there's a couple of things I look for. One is integrity. I also pray about it. Make sure that God is in control of what I'm doing. I don't want to be in his submissive will. I want to be in his blessings, if that makes sense. So I just, you know, I sit back and I looked at PartnerCo and I looked at the team that and what you have put together as a package and a system. Somebody called me the other day and they said, Ken, where do I go to do this? And I said, I don't know, but there's a video I can send you.
So
So I don't have to know it all. I kind of feel like Henry Ford when they put him on trial for being an imbecile or an idiot, and he said, I don't need to know these answers. I just need to know who to call. And that's huge when you look at a business. When you look at PartnerCo from a business point of view, are the people I get involved going to get paid? I got a call yesterday from a gal, and she said, Ken, I got a check. She said, I've been involved in network marketing for 10 years, and this is the first check I got. And she's been in the business 4 weeks. Oh yeah, congratulations. Yeah, somebody else called me and said, what do you do here? I said, I don't know. So I called another team member. Notice they're all team members. I'm not in charge of anything. Everybody in the team in network marketing, I'm proud of being in network marketing. When people say, what's your fifth business? I say it's network marketing. You want to know what I do? I cut and paste.
so good. So good.
It's just awesome. PartnerCo is such a relief. I had somebody say, tell me about the products. I said, I don't know anything about the products. Well, how can you back a business? Well, I know the owners have integrity. I know James has integrity. He's honest. I know they've wrapped themselves around what God wants them in their life. I can't beat that for partners. I can't beat that for people that'll come alongside of you and not reign over you or walk under you, but come alongside of you as a partner.
Mm.
And people with work ethics.
Mm.
I got the first silver dollar I ever made mowing yards, and I was about 7 years old. So work ethic is important. Taking your knowledge and putting it into action. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've got a son that's a chiropractor, and for years as training for months. Once he hit that final goal, his job was he had to do so many adjustments before he could graduate. You have to put your knowledge into practice. And he wasn't real good at first, but he's really good now. Because you make mistakes along the way. And the only way I learn is by doing. I don't learn necessarily by reading a book. I didn't learn how to drive a crooked nail in a board without doing it. So I have to put into action what I know. I can't wait for the timing to be perfect. I have to do it.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. And doing it, you are, Ken. Everything you said was absolute gold. And guys, if you absorb those philosophies, those mindsets, that will build you that consistency of integrity and philosophy, where people say, I want to join this person, which is why you're succeeding. Your people are succeeding, and you're going to continue to succeed as well too. Ken, congratulations, man. So proud of you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your partnership. And why is manager, senior manager, an important title? For many reasons we'll cover today. One of which is there is right around the corner our biggest event of the entire year, PXP. If you are already going to PXP, type PXP in the chat below. You do not want to miss this. Events are where the top money earners are born. It's where your life is changed and transformed. You have the biggest amount of fun. And at this stage, if you're manager and above, you're going to be walking the stage. And a lot of our teammates are already doing this. And also, by the way, I'm super excited because there's going to be a lot of representation from our team that is on stage as well, too. We got the word that I see Dr. Pia Washington is on this line, one of our officers, crushing it. She's going to be featured on stage in front of 2,000 people. So congratulations, Dr. Pia. Dr. Lorette Willis, who was able to go senior officer, do our 6 and 6 blueprint in just 2 months, is going to be featured on stage at PXP. We have so many teammates that are going to be on here. Pam Middleton, retired registered nurse. She's on our wellness council. She's going to be on stage as well too. Only 2,000. I know, right, Dr. Pia? And then I'm also going to be speaking, ironically, on events. I'll give you the sneak peek of my talk. Top money earners promote events. That's a top paid skill. But you can't promote an event unless you go to the event, right? So if you are serious about your business, you want to really unlock everything that's happening here, then be sure to lock in this event. We still have some tickets left on the on our black market list. So we definitely want to be able to get you there. Talk to your mentor today so we can grab you there. And not only that, this is our last week to get you to manager and above. So we want to do that. Hey, regardless if you're going or not, who here would love to at least hit your next promotion of manager and above? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments below, because that's what we're going to break down today with this compensation plan on how that really works and everything. All right. So congratulations. Congratulations. So with that, I also want to, I'm going to introduce Sandy later on. I'm going to go through some comp plan stuff first so we can see this, because let's get some bearings. Because you hear these titles. See, inspiration comes first. The why comes first. The how comes after. Right? So it really is decision comes first. And you're going to figure it out. Because if I were to ask anyone that's crushing it, like you'll hear me talk to Sandy in a little bit, and I'll ask her, how'd you go director? You know what she's going to say? I don't even know what that really means. I just did it. Like that's really how this works. However, it is nice to have a little bit of back-end understanding on things as well too. So let's dive into a couple of things today. Compensation plans. I want to give you not just what it is, but more importantly, why it's important, right? Leaders know why, followers know how, owners know why, employees know how. Who here wants to get paid like an owner rather than an employee, right? So what's more important, because I can go through the PDF and go grab it. It's on the wordmovement.biz. It's on our machine link now. Who here has seen our newest updated machine, by the way? Man, it looks good. My favorite page right now in this new machine link is the partner page, and it talks about all the business stuff. So you can go onto this and check it out and everything. I won't go through that today. But it is important to understand in the sea of businesses out there, there's over 10,000 network marketing companies, meaning all different types of compensation plans. We are bold to say that we are the #1 paying compensation plan in all the world. I hope you get some of these details. This is how you can recruit top money earners and attract major leaders in your organization. We've been rated #1, and we've paid out actually this very same comp plan for 13 years. It pays 50%. So here's an important stat. 50% of every single dollar sold of product gets paid back into the compensation plan. To put it into perspective, who here is familiar with a little company named Amway? Have you heard of Amway before? Yeah, the granddaddy. I have much respect for Amway. Did you know that Amway, their compensation plan pays right around 30%? How about Herbalife? Are you guys familiar with Herbalife? Right? Herbalife, big company, does 7 billion a year or billions a year. They pay out around, I think it's 35%. They're still around for sure. PartnerCo pays 50%. And more important than paying 50%, it has paid out 50%. You might hear some companies say, we paid this amount, but do they last? Who here would want to make sure that if you get paid through a compensation plan, it can continue to pay you and your children and your children's children, even when you're not there anymore, right? So you want to make sure people put these together wisely. So it pays the best. Also, the compensation plan here is the first of its kind. It's called a multi-line compensation plan. What does that mean? If you've ever been involved in network marketing before, there's only a couple different ways. You can look at it here. A couple different ways you can build a tree typically. You can go unlimited levels wide and limited levels deep. That's called unilevel. Some of you are familiar with that. You get certain percentages, certain levels, and then you break off. There's other comp plans out there like a binary. Binary is, for example, 2 levels wide, unlimited levels deep. They both have pros, they both have cons. There's others called matrix, which is kind of interesting. You have to put a square together and then you get paid through that. So there's all these different compensation plans. And what's the goal of a compensation plan? What do you want? You want a compensation plan that rewards the right types of behaviors. I remember I was chatting with Tiff Ryman. Tiff is an officer. She's crushing it. Her and her team are just doing amazing things. She's a comp plan genius. And we were going through these different things. It was just like when she heard these concepts, it was clicking, 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 clicking. She's like, oh my gosh, this is great. Because what you want in your business is the right people doing the right things to continue to move forward the business. You know what you don't want? You don't want people trying to game the system just to get paid. You don't want people to focus on minute details that don't even matter. What pays us? Guys, what pays you in your business? Very simple. More sales to happy customers. That's it, right? The more sales we make as a business, the more money that we make. So you want the compensation plan to drive all those behaviors. Here's one more thing to consider too. There's generally 3 types of people in network marketing. There is the brand new person. You want to make sure for the brand new person that for the work that they do, it is rewarding enough for them to actually feel like it's worthwhile to move forward. The second person is the mid-level, the rising leader. Maybe you're making 1,000 a month and you want to climb to 10,000 a month. It needs to pay that person as you're developing enough where you're like, this is worth it. And then finally, there's the top big money earners. You want to make 10,000 a month, 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month, $1 million a month. You know, you can make $1 million a month through this comp plan for sure. Does it pay that person as well too? All other comp plans, you're going to see sometimes it's imbalanced. The top person gets paid a lot. The newest person, it's like they're squeezing water out of a rock, or vice versa. There's other comp plans where the new person gets paid front loaded a lot, but the top money earners, it's like not worth your time. Okay. So we're going to break those types of concepts down. And as we go through this, I want to wrap around the psychology with you so you can see how it actually it generates the right behavior. Okay. So what's multi-line? You can build it unlimited wide, unlimited deep. Unlimited wide, unlimited deep. They don't give you rules. They're just like, just do what you want. Now we have a preference on how to optimize this plan, which is building 2 lines deep until you get to senior officer, until you get to what's called 2 optimized lines. And I'll explain why in just a little bit. So let's go through this a bit. All right. I'm going to pull up this comp plan PDF, and I'll go around a couple of these points that may or may not make sense to you. All right. So comp plan. Here we go. This is in our wordmovement.biz. This is under the new partner and all that. It's in your app. It's also on the machine link. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is you want to get started in your business. And let me find this place. Okay. One of our first most important things in your business is setting what's called a business level. Now, we talk about this a lot because right now we have a promo where you can power up to ultimate, but it is important that at some point that our goal is to get everyone up to this ultimate level. Now you can do it by accumulating 1,500 points of product. Why are we points? Because we're international. Who here wants an international business that pays you even when you're sleeping, for example? Right? We have Australia on the line right now. Shout out. It's super early for you guys. It's like 3. Wow. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning, actually. Yeah, I know. They're super committed. So imagine you wake up and you have your Australians working. Awesome. Or flip side, you're Australian and then you have your US people working. Awesome. So we have points because there's different currencies. So there's a seamless currency exchange that happens. But it's around $1.50 per 1 point on average. It depends. They have algorithms, stuff like that. So you're looking at around $2,500 of products to either sell to customers or to purchase yourself, either or a combination. As you go up, the first level is called activated. This is important to get to. Activated unlocks all the ways to get paid in this compensation plan. There's actually 9 ways of getting paid. Did you know that? So if you're activated, you unlock all of these. If you're not activated, then you stay at the retail sales part, which we'll go into in a bit. Okay. But as you get into this, ultimate is important. Why? Well, number 1, it doubles this new volume bonus. What's that? We'll cover in just a bit. For life. And number 2, it also unlocks this thing called gold status, which unlocks matching bonus. What's that? We'll cover in just a bit as well too. Okay. But the goal is to get everyone to ultimate. If you're already ultimate, put a U in the comments below. If not, that is our mission. And we have a power up promo that's going on right now where you can power up. If you're brand new, instead of 1,500 points, it's 900. It's like 40% off. I've never seen in 13 years of building with this compensation plan, people do this. So we'll talk at the end about a handy tracker and a way to do this, but just keep that in mind as we're doing this live. Okay. So what do we do? Every week we get paid Friday, midnight Mountain Time. Commissions run on Tuesday the following, and you usually receive, if you do a direct deposit, the following Friday, like that. Titles also, statuses usually reflect the week after as well too. By the way, because you're running so fast, you have now forced the hand of PartnerCo, where we are in top level, high priority conversations to help PartnerCo get a reporting to be even better, where you can already see your title right away, right when the week ends. It's a good problem to have when you're growing so fast. We need that. We never needed that, guys. This comp plan's been around for a long time, but you're just crushing it. No joke. Like, this is like a big thing that I'm talking about with corporate all the time because of what you're doing. Okay. Also understand, once you're activated, every 4 weeks to stay fully commission eligible, it requires 100 PV of product either sold to a customer or you can buy it, either or. Most people buy it. Who here loves your PartnerCo products, by the way? Hey, when Becky was in the hospital, this goes to show you how much of a prosumer she is, how much of a product of the product she is. She literally brought her supplement stack. She bought her shake. She bought her noni. She bought her elite. She bought everything. And she put it on the shelf in her hospital room because we use the product. We love them, right? So a lot of people just use this to buy it, but you can also sell it as well. All right. Let's start diving into the ways of getting paid. And what I like is PartnerCo divides it into these three categories. There's upfront income. There's then residual, or I suppose we can call it recurring income now. And then there's bonus money. I'm going to see how far we can get into today. So let's go. Number one, upfront income. This, in the beginning of your business, is where you're primarily going to get paid. This is when you get started and you start selling the product. You start learning our onboarding system. You start doing your pinned Facebook launch post. Who here's already done a pinned Facebook launch post? Put a 1 in the comments if you've already done that. If you haven't yet, homework for today. Like that's like going to start attracting people, right? I see Cindy is on this line. Cindy is a brand new partner. I met with her yesterday. Her daughter had PCOS, used the drops, 1 week, lost 10 pounds. She was mind blown. Nothing ever worked before. Cindy used the drop. She lost 6 pounds in her first week. Only 6 pounds, quote unquote. She made a post. She sold already, she had 5 customers in a matter of a day because of a post, our pin post and everything. While we're on the Zoom call, she walks out because she has a 6th customer. She now says she has a 7th customer. Guys, the posts work. Use the boards, use the onboarding and everything. Okay. How do you make money through that? Well, number one, and this is how you can make a lot of your money upfront pretty quick, is retail profits. How does this work? Retail profits is like how any business in the world works. If I talk to Ken Johnson, who owns 5 businesses, I'd assume that if he has a retail business of some type, you buy your inventory for some amount, and then you resell it for a higher amount. Who here agrees that that's how business works? You sell it for more than what it is you get it for. Same concept in PartnerCo. We get the drops. I'll just use United States currency as an example. If you are on a subscription of any amount, as a partner, we get 30% off on all products. Who here is thankful that we have discounts on our amazing products, right? Like such a cool perk. So if you're on a subscription for any amount, you trigger the extra discount. Subscriptions are not an uncommon thing. Who here shops on Amazon? I shop way too much, especially with the baby on the way. Oh my gosh. It's like every day there's an Amazon package. It's like, where is this coming from? Right? And they're so fast. They're so fast. But you know what I notice on Amazon is when you buy it, many of the products say you can buy it for $20 or you can subscribe and save an extra XYZ percentage. Have you guys noticed that? Amazon does that. And you know, Amazon actually, they don't notify you, right? If you subscribe, they don't tell you. They expect you to know when your subscription is. There's many times I had something come in the mail from Amazon. I'm like, wait, that's right, I had subscription, right? So we run a very similar model to Amazon right now. People are used to this. So if you subscribe, then you save the maximum 30% off. Okay. So let's say I were to sell a product. I see Paul on my screen. Paul buys the drops. And let's say he buys it for a full retail amount for $176. I got it for $123. So the retail profit is simply the difference there. You got it for $176. My pricing is $123. Boom. That's $53. For one set of drops, I was breaking down Sandy's check yesterday and I saw she had a customer that bought it for full retail. $53 earned for a $123 product. Who here would agree that's a pretty nice profit margin? Like that's not bad. Now, if the customer subscribes and they save 15%, then they'll get it for $150 US. We get it for $123. You make the difference, that's around $27, which is still not bad as well too. Remember, this is just you sharing a link. This is essentially like affiliate. This is essentially like drop shipping. This is just, here's a link, buy it. You don't have to touch the product. Now, some of us buy it in bulk and resell. You can definitely do that as well too, especially doing local business. But if you're building an international business, I'm not going to ship to Taiwan, for example, right? So it's nice that you can just ship out a link. Guys, this morning I woke up. I'm on the way back from the hospital. Guess what? I have a new preferred customer. I'm like, who is this? I don't know, but it's a customer. So you can make up to $53, for example, in that scenario from a retail sale. The same goes with any other product right there. Yeah. Does this make sense so far? Put it to you in the comments if this makes sense. Retail profit is just like any other businesses out there in the world. That's why we do recommend be on a subscription. You can always change it, reschedule it, cancel it, do whatever that you want. But at least be honest so you can maximize your earnings, and then you can figure that out there. Okay. So retail profits is fantastic. But here's the kicker. Here's why I love PartnerCo and network marketing more than a traditional business. Because in a traditional business, wholesale to retail, only one way of getting paid. In network marketing, specifically PartnerCo's comp plan, you not only get paid when you sell a product for the retail sales, but you also get paid for what's called a new volume bonus. What does this deal with now? This deals with getting paid a percentage on every single person that you enroll as a customer or brand partner and any of the points that they order. So I'll give you an example. Same scenario with the 76 points of the drops, or with the drops. Drops, let's say Paul bought it for full retail. I get it for a wholesale. There's 30%, that's $53. But also, depending on the business level, remember when we talked about the business levels in the beginning? Let's say you're at Ultimate. You use this power promo, you're already at Ultimate. You get 30% also of the points that you sold. One set of drops is 76 points as an example. Where do I find the points? If you go to your PartnerCo site and you log in as yourself as a brand partner, you can search any product and have the PV amount next to it. Okay. 30% of 76 is around $22.80. So when you sell a set of drops, if you're at Ultimate and they buy it full retail, you can actually make $53 retail plus $22.80 of new volume bonus. That's like $78, $75, $76 for one set of drops. Sandy's eyes just glowed. She's like, what? I don't know. So in the beginning, as you are selling and getting your way up to Ultimate, you're going to start seeing your earnings grow faster and bigger as well too. So we want to lock yourself in at this for life. Once you're there, you don't lose it. Now, it's not just your customers though. It's also for your brand partners. Let's say Ken were to enroll me and I got started with 1,000 points. I'm going to take it serious. I'm using this power up promo. Ken, let's say he's Ultimate. He makes 30% of 1,000. Well, that's $300, which is not bad up front. New volume bonus. Okay. Let me know if this clicks at all. Give me a wave or put it to you in the comments below. So just think, any single time I personally sponsor someone, here's the thought. This comp plan pays you well for the upfront bonuses. It pays you pretty front heavy. For most plans out there, this is very competitive. There are some plans they pay the front more, but on the back end, the pay sucks. So remember I talked about balance, right? So we're talking about up to 30% retail. We're also talking about up to 30% on the new volume bonus for the points that you sponsor. That starts to add up quickly. So as you start to sponsor and earn more, you're going to see how this racks up. All right. So we have upfront bonus, which is awesome. Let's talk about the next phase though. Because up until then, the upfront income is basically job income, small business income. This is linear growth. This is I sell, I earn. I enroll, I earn. But the magic of network marketing is scalable income, leveraged income. It's where you can do the efforts of 100 people. You can leverage efforts of 100 people, but just being by yourself. Who here is here because you want flexibility and freedom in your life? So that's where now the residual income, the recurring income, base commissions comes in. This you can also think about as team sales. As your team grows, how much money do you earn? How does your team grow? Well, as you plug into our system, all of our scripting, all of our messages, it automatically leads people to becoming a partner. People just upsell themselves to become a partner. Let me ask this question in the chat. Who here has already had a customer want to or has already become a partner as well too? Right? Yeah. Like it's just happening. Why? The product's good. The culture's good. The system's good. So they're like, yeah, they're smart. Right? Why wouldn't I want to do that? So let me explain base commissions, and I'll bring up Sandy to actually explain how this worked for her. Base commissions, you're building your sales team now. This is where it becomes really fun. So as you build up your network, you can build a team. And you can place these partners anywhere that you want. I'm going to actually utilize this visual, and let's go through this. Okay. Can you guys still see my screen here? Okay, perfect. So as you get started and you enroll your first customer, maybe you enroll your first partner, you can place them in your tree. If you notice in this example, we're only doing 2 lines down. I'll show you why in just a bit. So let's say you sponsor one person at 500 PV. Let's say you sponsor them. Let me quiz you guys. If you're at Ultimate, put in the chat, how much % new volume bonus do you earn when you sponsor someone personally? How much new volume bonus do you earn? 30%. Awesome. So how much would you make from the 500 PV that you personally sponsored? Quick math on that. Throw that in the chat. 500, 30% of that. What would that be? 150. Cindy got it. Awesome. So you're going to make $150. But also you sponsored this 1,000 PV as well too. What's 30% of 1,000? 300. So in this scenario, if you sponsored them and you're placing them into your tree, you're going to make 150 plus 300. That's $450. You're earning this upfront income as you're building out your sales team. Okay. Now what's going to start to happen is you're going to keep on enrolling yourself. Your people are going to start onboarding into the system and start duplicating, and you're going to start to see them bring on another person, for example, 500. Now, this example is interesting now. There is, as you're building your sales team, there is something called pay line volume that starts to happen. What's this pay line volume? What's this power line volume? Who here, once again, was interested in going manager and above? Like that was your goal? You want to be on stage, you want to unlock the comp plan, you want to be able to climb the titles and everything. If you see on the right-hand side here, there's these cool titles. What do the titles signify? If you notice the first 4 titles, team lead, senior team lead, supervisor, senior supervisor, you earn by simply making money. Lifetime earnings is just everything you made from retail, new volume bonus, doesn't matter where it comes from. If you make $400 total, cumulatively, you become a supervisor. If you notice at manager, this is when it flips. This is when it gets different. And this is where you need, number one, at least $800 of lifetime earnings. If you look in your back office, there's a tracker. You can see your lifetime earnings. No, it lags by a week. So it won't, right now on Saturday, it won't include your last week. Currently, we're updating that, by the way. But it also will show you, you need a 1,000, 1 week, 1,000 pay line volume. What is pay line volume? If we look at this scenario, there's 2 lines. And on line 1, there's 1,000 points total. On line 2, there's 1,000 points as well too. Every week, the system will designate the line with the more volume as the power line. It's like your reference line. And then they'll reference the other one as the pay line. It's the smaller line. In this scenario, they're both the same. So you would here, if the week were to stop right now, you would look and you would say, this person has 1,000 payline volume. If this person had already done $800 of earnings at least, they would then be manager and they'd be walking the stage at PXP, for example. Okay. Does this make sense at all? You're just looking at the lines here now. You're looking at payline volume and which one's bigger, which one's smaller. And this will then help you to be able to achieve these promotions called manager. All right. So to give you this example, boom, 1,000. Let me use this analogy here. There's new volume bonus. So there's volume that you sponsor, but there's also volume you didn't sponsor. Who here wants your team to duplicate and for them to do work that you didn't do as well too? Or you have your personal sponsored people. They're like older. They've been over a month old. They're buying more as well too. If you're not getting paid new volume bonus because they're not new and you didn't personally sponsor them, the other way you get paid primarily is called base commissions. So let me give you this example. You have 1,000 points here. You have 1,000 points here. Let's say none of this is new volume bonus. You didn't sponsor them. They're not within the first month. Like they're just sales that are coming. The way you get paid on your team sales in base commissions is you get 15% of the lower line, the pay line. So in this scenario, you'd have $150 that week of base commission. And what you'll see is in your back office, it'll deduct 1,000 points from both sides. It kind of like cashes out. If you're familiar with a binary compensation plan, it's kind of like that mindset. But you need both to be able to deduct and match to be able to get paid that 15% like that. Okay. Base commissions is as you're building your team and scaling, this is actually primarily how you're going to start to get paid. When you're reaching past that 1,000 a month to the 10,000 a month, this is most of your money because your team's starting to duplicate. You're starting to see how things are going to start to happen. In the beginning, it's upfront income. You're running the plans, you're selling product, you're enrolling people. And as you duplicate, you keep on going and going and going. Our mission is to help you go 2 levels deep at 13,334 points. Every line has a maximum in 1 week of 13,334. Why? Every comp plan has barriers because the comp plan needs to make money, company needs to make money. But this barrier is great because if you have 2 lines that do that amount, who here would not complain about $2,000 a week extra in your business? Like, it's not bad. It's a 6-figure income, right? So I like this limit, and this is minimum because if you look here, it's a weekly minimum. This is also called senior officer because there's other bonuses. You're actually going to also get paid. I'll explain this in another training. If I did a part 2, by the way, of comp plan dynamics, who here will be interested in a part 2 as we dive into more? Okay. I just want to make sure you get the psychology of this because I can do a whole comp plan training in 30 minutes, but it won't make sense for you to drive it. But just to give you an example, if you did this example here, you would make at least $2,000 base commissions. Actually, you probably make more money because who here still to this day is enrolling new people consistently? You should always be enrolling new people, right? That means you're going to make probably more because base commissions is 15%. New volume bonus can be up to 30%. So that same volume could pay you double. So it's going to be at least 2,000 a week. Not only that, there's also a cool thing called savings bonus that kicks in. I'll explain this in another comp plan, but you get banked if it's 2,000 base commission, you get matched an extra 15%. So you also get an extra 15% of that is $300 banked. You also, if you're ultimate in gold, you get a lifetime check match on your leadership generations. What I've noticed is at this level, you're probably going to make an extra $300, $400 at least that week. And that'll continue to grow. Big bonus. You also get, when you optimize 2 lines, there's something called income position bonus. You get an extra $400 this week just because you optimize 2 lines. You got that 13,334. You also get, there's something called cost of living increase. Did you know that PartnerCo pays you more as inflation goes up? They don't have to do that, but they do. So if you actually optimize your 2 lines, you will see that you're actually going to earn around $2,500 to $3,000 that week. And it can grow further and further and further. The titles really don't matter as much, but the production to get the titles, that's what drives everything here. So imagine 3,000 a week, that's 12,000 a month, that's almost $150,000 a year for just driving 2 lines of business to doing $20,000 plus $20,000, $40,000 of weekly sales times 4 weeks in a month. That's $160,000 of US sales to make almost what, $12,000 a month. Your overall earnings from your organization sales is almost 10%, which is not bad for network marketing. That might fly over your heads, but I'll just leave it at this until we do a part 2. I have now done comp plan comparisons of people that have come from other companies and other comp plans. And let me tell you what actually matters. How much total sales are you doing in your business versus how much you get paid? Right? That's real profit. And time again, what I hear from people, Cindy and Lindsay are a great example. They came from a company, they had 25,000 people in their organization. They had done $50 million of revenue in 5 years. They told me this. They said, James, pound for pound, we saw that for the same type of production, we are getting paid and our people are getting paid 3 to 4 times more than the sales in the other comp plan. They were mind blown. Who here is okay with 3 to 4 times more payout? It's like, and it all works together, right? If you aren't seeing it yet, just keep on running the play. And you'll start to see this happen. So how do you drive this all though? As you start to bring this home. We have a simple strategy, especially if you're new, because all this, you might need to replay it. If you don't understand this the first time, no one does. You're not like dumb or anything. This is complicated. It's complicated because it pays super well. But what we've noticed is there's a strategy that Cindy and Lindsay introduced to us called 10 and 2. If you just focus on doing the do, enrolling new customers, enrolling new partners, 3 people a week on average, you're going to make at least 500 a month if you get 10 customers and 2 partners. And if you keep on doing this month after month and you keep on duplicating it month after month, if you do that for 6 months, you can get to senior officer, you can get to 10,000 a month and everything. So we place a lot of emphasis, especially when you're new, on just do 10 and 2. Just focus on helping people. Just focus on serving people. The comp plan, you learn as you get paid from it, to be honest. And it's fun when we break down your check. But just do the more important thing, which is market, promote, leverage your systems or tools, and to sell. Sandy came on board, and Sandy is no stranger to this profession. But Sandy just rolled up her sleeves and started to do the do. And Sandy, how long have you been involved in the business aspect now for?
17 days.
17 days. Wow. How many customers and partners do you think you've personally enrolled now?
I have enrolled 20 customers, but 3 of them flipped to brand partners. So I have a total of 36 people in my organization right now. And brand partner wise, I think we have 20. And I think I've personally sponsored 9. Wow. And the fact that I can't tell you exactly is hilarious because I'm a tracker. But since this training started, I signed a new brand partner. Literally in the last hour.
Oh my God.
And she's activated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that is a testament to the company, to the product line, to the systems you guys have in place. I mean, I'm a good recruiter, don't get me wrong, but I'm not that good. Nobody's that good. PartnerCo is that good.
Gosh. So tell me when you got started, because it takes a lot, especially if you have experience, you have know-how. It takes a lot to be new again and just say, all right, let me go do this thing. So tell us the journey of when you got started and what that was like and what you did to make this all happen.
So I literally had not heard of this 18 days ago. And I was the person that has been in network marketing. My first network marketing experience was 1996. I did everything wrong. I carried my whole team on my shoulders. And then when I got exhausted, the whole thing crumbled. I tried a few different things through the years, got into a pretty good company in 2016, made a ton of friends, kind of, got the Lexus bonus in 90 days, went on all the 5-star trips, right? Like relationship marketing is what we got in for. But as things do through the pandemic and whatnot, it kind of crumbled. And I dipped my toe in a couple different companies, but my background's actually corporate. Like my formal education is marketing public relations. So I'm a corporate consultant, an executive advisor. I've written comp plans at the corporate level. So poor James got introduced to me 17 days ago and has spent 3 hours a day answering my comp plan questions. I appreciate you so much for that. But when this came up and my friend reached out to me, I was very interested in the drops. I was not interested in the business because I had just tapped out. I tried it. I did it. I had my success. It was great, but I was done, like a lot of people. And I know when I've been on trainings like this and somebody comes on and goes, I ran to director in 17 days and I have this. And my immediate thought was, yeah, you brought a team over from another company or you bought it. You got big packs of stuff. So I want to say very clearly, I do not come from another company before this. And any team I would have had in the past that were like my ride or die kind of friends that I would have called up, they were the ones that got into PartnerCo first and signed me up. So my downline became my upline, which I love, by the way. I love that about this industry. So the very people I would have called my sponsor, Lori Morrow, my good friend, Sherry Weinstein, they were the girls calling me. So when I trust them, and frankly, all transparency, I may have signed up because I value getting wholesale prices and because I just wanted the team aspect again. I just wanted to be back with my friends. I did not do a deep dive into PartnerCo before I joined. I just joined because, it's not do or die. I think sometimes people make a big deal out of it. So I got in, I did not do anything right. I did not do the onboarding. I did not open the app. I'm so used to companies without good tools. I've always had to make my own tools. So I just did a post. It was not a copy and paste pinned post, but I had seen what my friends were doing. So I did something that was unique to me, kind of referencing a cancer journey I had been on years ago, and how very truthfully, I've been looking for hormone balancing help for 13 years. I had ordered my drops. I had not received them. I did this Facebook post that just said, I've been looking for a solution ever since my first chemo infusion 13 years ago and I did the little balance thing emoji, balance hormones. And then I did the little emoji with the arrow pointing down, lose weight. And then I did hashtag, I just found it. That's it. I didn't say I tried it. I didn't say I had a story around it. That is now the pinned post on my Facebook. It has over 90 comments. That generated about 50 conversations with people that wanted more information. And there it is. That's it. So that right there got me started. I did everything not according to plan. And the reason I'm telling you this, you guys, is because I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I know how to build a business, but that doesn't mean I came in here understanding the system and all the tools. I really want to free you guys up to just get into action. And I loved when Ken said this, you learn through mistakes. Like people like Ken and I that have multiple businesses, we're not afraid to do it wrong. I'm not that afraid to give wrong information even. I'm doing the best I can. I'm learning every day. I'm dedicating myself to learning, but I'm also saying to people, hey, I am like brand new in this, but so far, here's what I've learned. And then you just go. And when the products are as good as our products are, and the company is as supportive and amazing as the company is, I don't know how you can't succeed in this. I think if you get in and you aren't succeeding, you are your own worst enemy. You're literally just not taking action because fear is holding you back.
Real talk right there. Sandy, that was so well said. Guys, put a 1 in the comments if you got any nuggets from there. I'm going to replay that and be like, wow. Sandy, congratulations. I love your authenticity. I love that you just keep it real. And I love that you're showing by example how success actually looks like, because this is the truth of the matter. And you're making it look so fun. So huge congrats on the partner while we're on the call too. And huge congrats on director, which probably change very soon again as well too.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly am just not even that sure how it all works yet. I'm learning. This was, Lori and I were texting like, wow, this is great. We're learning so much from this. And, like James said, we've gone through other comp plan videos. This is not the first time we're hearing it. Listen again, listen over and over. Spaced repetitious learning. That's how our brains are created to learn. That's why as a corporate trainer, I say basically the same thing over and over. So give yourself a lot of grace. Different voices will resonate differently. You'll pick up different things from different people. Just consume as much as you can, but don't wait to get into action. Do something today. That's my loving challenge to all of you guys. Do something. Reach out to somebody. Do a post. Follow up. Do something so that you can start getting some traction and making some money. And I just want to finish by also congratulating James, you and Becky. My heart, as soon as I saw that you had posted, you got the greatest gift of your life, I was like, the baby's here. So we love you guys, even though we've only known you a short time, and we bless you and that precious little Jaden. And just know we're going to be praying for you.
Thank you. So appreciate you, sister. Sandy, rock star. Guys, absolutely love it. I love that challenge. Do something today. Oh, sorry, I turned off your camera. That's not what I was trying to do. I love seeing your face. That was not intentional. Wrong button. One thing that Sandy did is she drove towards this 10 and 2. And if you're new and you're like, where do I go? Drive towards this. Not only will it help you get onto the fast track of understand this comp plan, unlocking everything, but we also have an extra mastermind. Mondays, we do special training calls just for this group. In fact, this Monday, we have the /1 power ranker in the world, Coach Brent Palmer, that's coming on and training us specifically. And this guy knows how to build multi-million dollar businesses. He's going to coach just this group. So if that's a goal for you, hey, if you're not 10 and 2 yet, and you need to be in that, put me in the comments. If you don't know where to start, just keep on driving towards that as well too. All right. Final thing. This week, we do have a very special promotion. This week is very important because it is our last week to be manager and above at PXP. We have this power up promo that we were chatting about. And as we were going through this, I just love our leadership, because what makes our team special is it's not that one person's amazing. We want to pull in everyone. And Liz Oshwald, I'm just amazed that she is even on here today, because it's a very sensitive time for her in her life. Happy belated birthday, first of all.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Liz, well, first, thank you for your leadership. Like, seriously, as you came on board, you bring so much fire, you bring so much wisdom, you bring so much grace. It's just been so fun working with you, and you have so much genius. You and Tiff as a partnership, just so much genius. And you guys came up with this idea that I'd love for you to talk us through, and how we can drive through this as well too. But in our featured section, I'm going to share this real quick. Tiff made this post on this whole power up promo, but also how to track it and what to move towards. And there's this really cool graphic that you made. Like, this is so pretty. Isn't this the cutest thing, guys? But Liz, I'm going to have you close this out. So how do we use this? What do we do this week? What's on your mind?
Thank you, James. And gosh, forgive me, I got a little choked up because I got on the call a little late and missed what the surprise was. I was hoping that baby was here, but when Sandy said it, it was the first time I heard it. So it's like, oh, all the feels for you. I'm so excited for you guys. And man, for only knowing you for about a month, I just feel so connected, and you guys feel like family. So congratulations on being a daddy. It's hard to move on from that. So anyway, the tracker, y'all, this is Tiffany's brain. I just put it into graphic form. She couldn't be on, but I have to just give her all the credit. She drew the little, you know, the stick figure and all of that. And then basically we just wanted to create a visual way for anyone who's at any level currently in the business to know exactly what they can do action-wise to get to ultimate. And so for those who are not activated, you can see that first little path. They need 900 PV, which comes out to selling 12 sets of drops. And so basically we hoped that this could be printed out, and as someone gets a customer, as someone sells you know, a thing of drops, they can just X off as they go. And then also on the far right, you'll see there's kind of like a plumb line where they can just kind of color in the PV so that they can see as they're going, tracking the progress. Do you guys love, I sometimes create a checkoff list just so I can check stuff off and cross things. I'll do like not just do the laundry. It's like put it in the washer, put it in the dryer, fold it, put it away. I break it down into 4 steps so I can something about the dopamine hit of like I did something. So anyway, so then for those who are already activated, then they're going to need 800 PV, right? So that comes out to 11 sets of drops. And then for those who are business or elite, then they only have 7 drops left to sell. And so what we found as we started doing this, Tiffany is also in the trenches of spreadsheets. And so at whatever level someone was on, I believe the week was 36, so August 31st on, that's where we set their business level when we start this promo, kind of like a reset. But any personal volume or customer volume from that date on gets to be subtracted from that starting point. And so at the very bottom, we gave an example for every person to fill in how to go and look at what PV or CV they've done since that date so they can subtract that from the amount. So let's say I'm at the business level, which means I need 500 PV. And then let's say I have 176 in PV within the last week or so. I sold a duo and then I sold another set of drops. So 176 PV, subtracting that from the 500 gives me the PV needed. And then we divided that by 76 PV to know how many more sets of drops you need. And of course, if you're driving another thing besides just the drops, that's what we see most people, especially if they're doing that color block post, they're selling the drops like hotcakes. But some people are going for the trifecta, and some are going for the duo with the renew and the drops. So of course, it's less things, less bodies if you're doing a higher PV sell. But anyway, that's what we created just to make it simple and to break it down into action. And I think it's helping our team and hopefully beyond our team, just to, instead of like this big kind of obtruse concept of how do I get to 900 PV, it just, you know, breaks it down a little bit. So
break it down.
Glad
Jim Rohn said, break it down, break down the numbers. That's the key right there. And that's why you and the team are just crushing it right now. So Liz, thank you so much. Guys, can we give Liz and Tiff a huge thank you for just making this for everyone? They don't have to do this, but that's the collaborative nature of here. So we're honored to partner with you. Thank you for sharing that, Liz.
Of course.
Awesome. Guys, take that and run. There's so many action steps. This week is important. Whatever it is, if you didn't launch yet, launch. If you didn't onboard yet, go onboard. If you're not ultimate, drive towards that. Use the tracker. If you already did those things, drive towards 10 and 2. If you already did those things, you want to go manage and above, figure that out. Whatever your goal is, make a goal this week and make a commitment and say, next week, I'm going to come back as whatever that is. Next week, I'm going to come back with more wins. And next week, we're going to do a part 2 of this comp plan training. And guys, part 1 was just, it was just icing on the cake. I started getting into, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much more to this. The extra fun stuff, the fun money. Next week, we're going to go through that as well too. So with that said, Everyone, thank you so much for your time. I know we went a little bit overboard today. I hope that was okay. There was so much value today. Ken, thank you. Sandy, thank you. Feel free to mute yourselves, everybody, and have a great weekend. God bless. Bye.
Oh my
Bye,
God.
guys.
Congratulations.
God bless you, James.
Congratulations.